Welcome to Paul's Heart. I'm Paul, author of the book Paul's Heart, Life as a Dad and a 35-year cancer survivor, available on Amazon. A cancer diagnosis is one of the most difficult things to face in life. And unfortunately, it can get even more difficult to deal with when you factor in the astronomical costs associated with a cancer battle. Depending on your financial situation, if you're someone who has saved up money and may have some sitting aside, whether or not you choose to work while you're going through your treatments, still, there is an overwhelming feeling when faced with bill after bill after bill for your medical care, as well as other expenses in your life. As you try to focus on your treatments and getting through your cancer, you have to take some time and think about your financial needs, understanding your needs. Do you need to consider your rent or your mortgage? Do you need to consider utilities? Of course, insurance, food, things like that. One option that you have is to talk with your care team and ask to speak to a financial counselor. Often, this department will help in possibly arranging a payment schedule. Now, of course, when you're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, what kind of payment could you possibly make that would help to satisfy them? Making even $25 makes a difference, as long as you're giving something to them. But allow them to work with you to see what other arrangements can be made. Perhaps they can help find grants or other things to help out with the costs of the cancer care. Another thing that can be done is talking to your creditors, whether it's the electric company, whether it's a credit card company, and ask for mercy and ask for delay in payment for whatever length of time that you need to return to a full-time work schedule or whatever that you need to deal financially. But reach out to them. What's the worst that can happen? They can say no, but they might also say yes. So it's worth at least trying. And then a final option that you have is reaching out to nonprofits. Now, of course, you have the American Cancer Society and all these other big organizations. They may have some sort of financial assistance, but if you're dealing with a specific cancer, like for instance Hodgkin's lymphoma, if you reach out to organizations that deal with that specific type of cancer, for instance the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, they have grants available for direct costs associated with the Hodgkin's lymphoma, whether it is paying for prescriptions, paying for insurance premiums, co-pays for doctor appointments, and things like that. But there are all kinds of organizations besides the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. You've got the Patient Advocate Foundation, Family Ready, Susan G. Komen. I mentioned the American Cancer Society, and of course, Cancer Care, which has a list of other sources available. I know it's going to be overwhelming, but it's still something that needs to be dealt with while you are trying to find a cure for your cancer. I wish I had more to offer, but that's really the help that I could come up with for you in regard to navigating the financial pathway through cancer. Until next time, this is Paul's Heart.